Hello, everyone. Can you see us and hear us? Are we live? Please.
Hello.
We need some confirmation that we are live because this was really, really spontaneous, and I must.
Sorry.
I must say this is really, really interesting one event because this will actually be our fiscal talk, but like special episode of our fiscal talk, which will be live, and you will be able to watch it as many times as you like. So please comment below because it really, really means to us, and we love to hear your comments. So once again, hello for me. My name is Milica, and I'm a marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. And why is this Fiscal Talk so special? Besides that, this is one live event. Because today our guest speaker will be Darko Pavic, and he's actually CEO of Fiscal Solutions and project owner of Ape School. And I guess that you already heard about Ape School, our huge project that is developing every single day. Darko is actually here to answer some questions that often came up to him from our clients, partners, and of course, employees. And that is why Web3. Today we will cover that Web3 topic and actually give probably some insights of why Fiscal Solution is investing in it. Do we see some use in the future and so on? Darko, hello. So please give us a few words about yourself.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you again and nice to be here again. And Milica, thank you for inviting me to this spontaneous session. Actually, we wanted to record offline. But then we thought, if we are already doing it, let give the chance to the people to enjoy it live and to raise the questions if they have, and we can try to answer them in the same time. So it's quite okay. So if you have any kind of questions, just interrupt us, type something what you want to know, and we will answer that. 2 or 3 words about myself. I'm Darko. I'm owner of the company Fiscal Solutions. One of the owners, actually. We have 3 of them. And by the way, all those 3 owners are almost 20 years in the company, since early beginning. So we established the company and we are still in the company. So this means we are working with passion. We love what we are doing. Otherwise, we would not be here anymore, not for 20 years, for sure. And I can tell you, we love the innovations and we love everything what is related to technology and retail. And I'm very happy today to be here to be able to explain why actually Web3. And if I'm talking about Web3, actually, I'm talking about the technologies behind. I'm talking about business concepts behind, opportunities, new ideas, innovations, and all those things which are really, really beautiful and which can help all of us to improve our lives at the end. During this session, I would be really glad to be able to answer the question, why is actually the traditional company like we are, and we are a traditional IT company, why we are doing so much and investing so many efforts in the Web3 space and related technologies. There must be something, and I will explain you today why we are doing that.
Okay, thank you so much. I must add that we have a lot of internal meetings, especially to talk about the Ape School and the whole project. And I must say, this is not really easy. This is not really easy, especially when we have to bring that topic closer to our clients, which are retailers. Actually, our retailers and clients that we work with are huge international systems. So I think that is really tough for them to understand and to understand and bring that topic closer to that system and establish business concepts, right? So definitely there is a huge, actually a huge amount of questions that you receive daily, I guess.
Yeah. Let's start maybe with the beginning, because you mentioned this little bit. If you're talking about fiscalization, you are talking mostly about very traditional systems. So you're talking about the laws. They are changing, but not that heavily like the technology itself. They are not innovative usually. They are just, they want to ensure that the taxpayer is paying the taxes. This is the major target of the fiscal laws. And the companies which are implementing the solution around that have to follow that. So if the certain law is in a certain country like that, we are implementing solution for that country. And now we are stepping out of that frame and starting something totally new. And if you see that, it's a Web3, it's not related actually at all, would be the first impression if you see it. It's not related with the fiscalization at all, because there is no law which is telling the retailer, if you are doing something in the Web3, you have to do it like this or like that. So this means I totally understand all concerns which our business partners and our retailers had as we started these huge investments. Some of them still have that, of course, and that's why this session. But many of them already asked us, and we were able to explain them. And after this session, I'm sure that you will be also, that it will be very clear why we are doing that. So yes, the retailers are asking us. Yes, our business partner are asking us why we are doing that, and how is the fiscalization related to Web3.
And are we going to give up on fiscalization? But no, we won't. And
Thank you.
will,
yes.
Yeah, you will hear more about it later. But before I start with my prepared questions, I actually have one question for you to tell us more about it. So I would love to know, and I guess everyone who's watching right now or who will watch later, how did you decide to put yourself and your huge efforts in Web3 space? Because
very good question.
Yeah, I would love to know that, especially you. How?
As we started the company, Fiscal Solutions, there were 3 persons, actually, only 3 persons, and these are the founders. These are our 3 founders today. We used to work and to do everything. This means Borislava, she's financial guru in our company. She did the installations of the fiscal printer. She has even the certificate as a fiscal service technician lady, not a guy. So this means the strategy from the beginning was always that the management of the company has to understand the topic. I cannot lead the people. I cannot decide about the strategies if I don't understand it by myself. You don't need to go in all the details. You don't need to have the bits and bytes of the solutions and technologies. Of course, it's not possible because the subject is that huge, but you should understand it very good. So I was not able to decide anything about any decision in the company if I wouldn't understand it. And that's why I decided to step in. I decided to try everything by myself, to buy the NFTs, to invest in cryptocurrency, to try to implement the collection by myself, to try to organize everything by myself, to find the people which would join the team, to understand the skills, to understand the values, to become the part of the community in order to understand it. Only if you have this understanding, you can make the decision if this is something for you or not. Our decision could be also, no, it's nothing for us, forget it, we will continue what we are doing, and that's it. But then this decision is based on the knowledge and on the experiences that you have by yourself. That was the reason why I stepped in. But by the way, I love these topics as well. So it's not just in order to make the decision. I really love the challenges. I love the innovations. I love to be creative by myself. And this, it's new. And if something is new, you have lots of space to be very creative. And by the way, retailers love that as well, because retailers are always searching for the new opportunities to increase the sales, to attract the new customers, to engage the customers, to create better relationship to customer, and so on. So this means our customer needs the creativity as well. And the best way is always to start by yourself.
Yes, and always when we talk about that Web3 space and retailers, how should they go there and so on, we always mention pressure. We always mention that they feel the pressure that they have to do something, and they aren't even sure what they have to do, but they just see something is happening and they want to lead the market. They want to be the first ones in everything to get the market share, right? So I wanted to ask you, did you feel the pressure or you didn't before you started?
I didn't feel the pressure, to be honest. Why?
Okay.
Because we are very early, and there is almost no companies, or very small amount of the companies, which is active in that space. And if we focus on the tax related stuff like fiscalization, then there are even less companies. So this means I didn't feel the pressure that I have to do something because the competition is maybe doing something, or maybe the retailers are pressuring us. Not really so, but I understood something else. I understood the cycles of innovation. And this kind of cycles of innovation, they are pressuring the IT companies to do something. You know how it's happening always. First, you have the idea. Somebody in the market, somewhere in the world has an idea. And then if this idea is good, and if somebody thinks he can make money out of that, the hype is created. So everybody wants to do that. It's a great idea, but nobody actually knows what is the point at the end and what is the right strategy. But there is a huge hype and everybody wants to do something. And then the first companies are doing something and creating even some profits by that. And this is even increasing the hype, you know. This is perfect and everything is great in that moment. But after that, the point is coming if that ideas are really becoming mainstream or not. If those ideas are really bringing the values, if this hype is really based on the value which is created, then it's getting the real useful technology, and then the companies are really following that path, let's say. So I recognize the idea, and I recognize that the hype is already created. And now it's like a gambling. Now it's like a gambling. If this hype will be really something strong, well-based, and with real value, then we will win. If not, then it was just investment in the future, and that's it. But now let me tell you why it's not just like that gambling. In the moment, the retailers are doing lots of things in the Web3 space. They are investing, they are running the projects and whatever. At least they are testing. They are part of the hype. And now, what do you think? Are the governments which are creating the fiscal laws and all these kind of things, do you think they will be just the audience? They will just watch what's happening and they will not ask for taxes? No way.
No,
They
definitely
have
not.
to ask. They have to regulate this space and they have to ask the retailers, you are making money in the Web3 space? Okay, I want my part. I want my taxes. And if this happened, and I'm sure it will happen, then we have the fiscalization in Web3 space.
Yeah, definitely. And I can add that there is like a lot of new conferences that are made, right? Just for that topic, Web3 space, introduction in Web3 space. There is a lot of companies that actually are attending these conferences. So definitely that is one of the many sides that are showing us that something is really, really happening there. Okay, I wanted to ask you, because you are over a year in this topic right now. How do you see it? Is there more in that Web3 space? Are there more individuals or legal entities?
This is very good questions. So in the moment, the people are running in the Web3 space, but not because they think it's a great business opportunity. They see the chance to get rich very fast. This is, this is what is creating around the space, around the world. So if you invest in cryptocurrency, if you invest in NFTs, you can triple your investment in 5 days. And unfortunately, this is the biggest driver in the moment for the usage of the Web3 space. This is good and bad. It's good because it's creating the attraction and there are lots of people going into the space. It's bad because it's creating, let's say, the how to say it, the pressure, maybe is the best word, on the companies which are in the space to follow that. If I'm not able to provide this kind of things to the users which are in the Web3 space, I'm not good company, users are not looking at me. This means if the retailer are getting or giving the rewards to those guys which wants to get rich in 5 minutes, and those rewards are small, the people in Web3 will simply not look at those retailers. The expectations are very high. Very high. So this means positive and negative. So the majority of the people, back to your question, majority of the users in Web3 space are private persons. Unfortunately, there are not that many companies, means legal entities, but now slowly they are entering the space. And I can see that the most of the companies which are entering the space are either creators, means the companies which are creating the solutions around Web3, or retailers which are trying to attract the new customers, to create the customer loyalty concepts, let's say, create the new products in own product portfolio and so on.
Yes. Okay. But we have to say, if I'm not wrong, that there are actually some legal entities, retailers, and
Sure.
companies such Adidas and Carrefour. They already have bought a land in the metaverse. We've said that a lot of times. We are actually neighbors there. They actually pushed us to go there to
Right.
buy that land. So I guess that they actually pushed a lot of other companies to go there.
Yes. You know, these companies are really like giants. What these
Yeah.
guys are doing, everybody else is looking at those companies and following them. Same things are doing, we are doing. So if we see that our customers are starting and doing some projects in metaverse, in Web3 space in general, in NFTs and so on, we have at least to think what will happen with us in the following years, let's say, and what will happen if those customers decide to focus, let's say, 80% only on the metaverse. Maybe they will close all the stores and there will be no fiscal printer anymore. They will just run the metaverse stores. What shall the companies like we do in that moment? If I'm focused just on the fiscal printer and fiscal printer is dying because the retailers are moving into a metaverse, this means if I'm just repairing the printer, I will die as well. So I
Yeah.
have at least to question myself and to question the strategy if it's good one, and it's not depending on me if I like that or not. It's depending on the end users. Our end users means retailers, if they are going that direction or not. If they are going into the metaverse, I have to follow.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why we bought the land in Sandbox. If Carrefour is there, if Adidas is there, if I don't know, many other companies are there, it seems that something is happening over there.
Can I add something? There are companies
Sure.
that actually haven't bought a land in the metaverse, but they did something else. Nike, they created Nike Land, right?
Yes, on
They
Roblox.
actually brought the metaverse to their brick and mortar stores. So they
This
actually,
is other point. Yeah, this is the first they
yeah,
created the store in the metaverse, and then they are trying to attract the people from the real environment,
yeah,
from the physical world to go into the metaverse, and that's why
yeah,
they are putting the certain technologies in the stores to
yeah.
attract the people who use the metaverse store.
Yeah. So like the stores are full of some interesting games and so on.
Right,
Like, yeah.
right.
Like you can be and play that game, and on the game you can see yourself on that screen and something like that, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. That's really interesting. I hope that I will have
yes.
some opportunity to see that in person.
But you know what is the problem? I went to New York, I think a couple of months ago in June or some June, yeah, I think it was May or June or something like that. And I
Yeah.
wanted to visit that Nike store, which is quite famous because they installed this kind of metaverse, let's say, inside. But unfortunately, as I was there, I found a store, but this store was just pop-up store, at least this part of the store. So this
Mhm.
means they install it, they had this installation for several weeks and they remove it. It's a not permanent installation, unfortunately. So I hope they will install it more and then we can visit it because it was really nice. It was really good technology.
Actually, I think that will definitely happen, and that will be permanent because when we were on Eurosys together in Düsseldorf, we saw a lot of innovations, and there we find out some company, Ameria, that's their name, and they actually had that. They have that screens with games and so on, and they are working on bringing closer Web3 space to not just
Right.
individual, but legal entities.
But let me just come back for a second to the topic related to us and why Web3 space, because one
Yeah,
sentence I said, and maybe I want to emphasize it to make it stronger. Imagine the world in 20 years from now on.
yeah,
Imagine the world. It could happen to all of us that there is almost no physical world, that there is, I mean, physical stores actually, that you have some glasses on your head and whatever you're doing in virtual world. It can happen. This is not that far away from the reality. This is one of the alternatives for our future. And now, what will be the future of us as a company if that happened?
That's the right question, and that's the right introduction in my really important question right now. So, if you are ready, I would like to get the answer from you. Why is Fiscal Solutions investing so much efforts in Web3 topic? I think that is really common question
Yes.
when we talk about our clients and employees because there is a lot of misunderstanding. So I would love if we can clarify that now.
There is a short-term and middle long-term view on that point and
Yeah.
explanation. Let's start with the long-term because I partially started. Imagine the future, 20, 50 years from now on in the future, everything is in the virtual reality. The companies which are not in the virtual reality will be dead. Nobody will need them. There will be no fiscal printer. There will be no fiscal signature devices or whatever. So nothing that you can touch. Everything will be virtual. I want that my company is existing at least 200 years from now on. So this means I have to think about long-term strategy, means how the world will change and what is the place for my company in that new world from now on in 50 years. If I believe, and I really believe, that virtual world is one of the alternative, one very probable, so I mean, this is one of the most probably reality that we will have. I strongly believe in that. So this means I have now to start working on preparation of the long-term strategy. And I
Yeah.
think this is the way. If we are talking about, this is long-term. If we are talking about short-term, what is happening in the moment? I told you about these innovation cycles. We are in the moment in the hype phase. So this means there is a hype around Meta. Facebook changed the name in Meta. There is a metaverse. There is a Web3.
Can I
Lots
add
of
just that
sure.
Facebook and its owners and so on, like social media in general, they are actually the biggest influencers.
Yes,
And if they change their names in Meta,
this
something
was
will
the push.
definitely happen. Yeah,
Yes, this was the
definitely.
big push. But now this is, let's say, this is the start. This was the start of the hype. The fact is, we are in the moment in the hype. There is a hype. People are talking about it. Everybody wants to get rich. And retailers, by the way, our customers, are testing. They are playing. They are trying to do this, trying to do that. They are issuing the collections. They are issuing new products, digital products. They are connecting the physical and NFT and digital world. So they are playing around that. By playing with that, they are making money. And again, coming back to the questions, the governments will never just sit and wait to see how the retailers are getting rich without taking the taxes. So there will be short-term regulation of the Web3 space. And even now, we see already first signs in many different countries around the world that the government started to regulate this space. But they didn't start, of course, with the fiscal law. They started with the regulation of the digital ownership of the digital assets, trading of the digital assets, IP rights, and all these related things. If this is
Yeah.
regulated, and this will be regulated very fast, the next topic is VAT. And if you are talking about VAT, you are talking about fiscal laws. This means short term. And if I'm talking about short term, I'm talking about 1 to 2 years, something like that. We will have, and now we can record this and play it in 2 years to check if I was right. In 2 years latest, we will have a fiscal laws related to the metaverse. I'm totally sure. And I want to be ready. And being ready means having the knowledge, having the strategical decisions, what is for our company best to do, and you have to be prepared from the product point of view. So I'm expecting to extend our middleware to the metaverse and to the virtual world, whatever it is, to web space, Web3 space, in order to be able to implement fiscal laws in the Web3 space. That's why we are doing that.
Okay. And do you even have a clue how we are going to do it?
No. No, this is very difficult, of course, because first there is no law, so I cannot take the document and I cannot implement something which is not existing over there. So I have to start from the different point of view. I have to start with experiences of the Web3 space. And that's why this was the point, as you asked, why did I stepped into this space? Why am I doing so much? That's the one of the points. So I started to transfer, let's say, the management and transfer the company to understand the space. And that's for that transformation, you need the knowledge. And to get the knowledge, you have to make your hands dirty. That's why we are making so many things around NFTs. That's why we issue the Ape School, to learn by ourselves. And by the way, then the side topic was like this: if I'm already learning and I want to improve that space, because it will be better for me if I improve it, I opened this kind of trainings for everyone. So everyone can join us on the masterclass. By the way, the next one is starting on the 8th of August. It's totally free. There are 7 lessons inside, more than 13 hours of teaching and learning, but learning which we need as a company. So this means I open the internal documents, internal learning strategy to publicity, telling them, guys, if you want to enjoy the same training that my people are enjoying, feel free, you can do it. And to motivate them, we are even, although we don't know those people, we are giving them rewards like NFTs, like, cryptocurrencies and so on, just to put them in the situation to make their hands dirty as well. So by that, we are doing as well. But on the other side, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm still hoping that the retailers will see what we are doing and that they will buy workshops from us to learn from us. Because I invested lots of time. If I say now I mean company, we invested lots of time, we invested lots of money, even that, to gain that knowledge, to get it. And we are ready now to give that knowledge to the retailers. And I'm talking about the basics, which are really dedicated to the retailers' business in the Web3 space. They can learn from us. And we are ready to provide for them dedicated workshops, like we are doing for the countries, Romania, 22 countries, Romania, Bulgaria, Austria, Germany, and so on.
Yeah,
now they can book, yes, it's the same. They can book the workshop about the basics, technological and business and conceptual basics for the Web3 space. I'm hoping to do that.
I have to say that in a short term, we created a lot of masters of this topic in the company, because we have one colleague, Nevena, I think she is listening right now. She actually covered one really, really interesting topic, and that is taxes and metaverse, right?
She had yesterday great surprise. Sorry for that. Just sorry to interrupt you. Today we had I surprised you by the live session, okay?
Yes.
Yesterday, she was surprised because we agreed yesterday with the organizer of the conference in Belgrade called 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐠. So it's a local conference related to the blockchain technologies, Web3 space, and so on. We agreed yesterday to have 2 workshops, and one of them will be run by our colleague Nevena, and it's related to the taxes in the metaverse. But she didn't know that. So this means it's a surprise for her as well.
Nevin, I know how you feel.
It was a wonderful surprise. Sorry, Nevena, but we had no other chance than to do it like that. It was not clear till last minute. So Theodora done that, I think, late in the evening yesterday. So good job. Great. And we will have 2 workshops, by the way.
I can't wait to hear one from you, one from Nevena, right?
Yes. One, I will do something related to the security in the NFT space. So I will try to teach the people how to be more secure, how to recognize and analyze the projects in order to avoid the scam, rug pull, and all these kind of things. Because Web3 is not just good. There are also bad guys over there. And you have to know to protect yourself.
I must say, it's always about the people who dare. You dare to do something, you dare to take this topic, which is untouchable still, and you want to do it, to just process all the information, to create a huge documentation, and to create a whole story. So this is really great, and I don't know, great thing for you both, and for the company, and for the project. So I have one really important question that I would like to cover also. So, and I think this will be the main thing of this live, and that is if we talk about fiscalization. what is the use of Web3 in it. So are we just doing this because we want to be first, and is this going to be we are going to focus on Web3 and forget about fiscalization, or fiscalization will stay our core business? What will happen? So please tell us more about it.
Let me explain a little bit more. So you know by yourself, of course, the fiscalization is always related to the sales, and in particular to the VATs, to the taxes. Wherever you are doing some kind of sales, the governments will ask for the taxes. This means they will regulate on somehow that the retailers or the persons which are selling are paying the taxes. So this means this is clear for everyone. This means if the retailers are forced to or want to do some kind of business in the Web3 space, the governments will come sooner or later and they will regulate that by the fiscal law. So this means there's no doubt about that, no discussion about that. The governments will regulate that. If they regulate the Web3 space, they will not kill all other existing laws in other countries or even in own country. This means they will put it on top. You will have, like for the e-commerce, you will have the fiscal law, like today, for example, which is regulating how the retailers are working in the physical stores. But at the same time, you have in some countries, by the way, even fiscal laws which are regulating the e-commerce business. And I'm sure the third point will be Web3 space, because it's something new. It's a new space where you can sell the goods, items. They will regulate it as well. So this means we will have 3 different areas of the fiscal law. We will have a physical store and fiscal law related to that. We will have e-commerce and fiscal law related to that. And we will have a Web3 space and fiscal law related to that. Our company is covering today 120%, let's say, the physical store. We are covering partially e-commerce, not 100%, of course. Not 100%, I mean not every country in the world which has a fiscal law. We are covering much more countries in the physical store world and environment than in e-commerce environment. But we are developing already now lots of different topics and software which is helping the retailer, even small retailers, to be compliant, let's say, with the e-commerce fiscal law. And the third one, and this is the Web3 space, we are not doing anything over there because there are no laws yet, but we are preparing ourselves. This means that we are learning the technology, we are designing the software already now in order to be ready for the blockchain. We are already now creating the knowledge about architecture, implementations, environment, different blockchains, and so on, to be ready as soon as the law is there, that we can implement and extend the solution that we have. So this means Web3 space will not kill our solution, it will extend it. And the retailer will have the one middleware, like we have it today, for many different countries and for 3 different worlds: physical world, e-commerce world, and Web3 space. It's just good for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that. And I see that coming. So thank you for the answer. We have one question.
Sure.
So do you want to answer to this one?
Will there be a possibility to watch the workshops remotely as they are happening live? But they are already now possible to be watched remotely, I think. I'm not sure to understand the question. So if we are running the workshops, we are trying to do it always live. Why? Because we want to give the people opportunity to ask the questions during the workshop.
I think this one is about the conference you're going on.
Yes. I really don't know. But this would be great. I really don't know. We will ask the organizer. I'm not sure, but it will be perfect. Yes.
Thank you for the idea.
Sorry, Tara, I didn't understand it. Sorry.
Yes, but actually, what you understand is also a great to answer, because
Yes, because the workshops is one of the services that we are offering to our clients. So we are consulting them about the fiscal law in the sessions that we call workshop. These sessions will evaluate as well. So we already have in the moment land in the metaverse. We are in the moment already experimenting and even working on the creation of the classroom in the metaverse. My idea is very soon, maybe even in 6 months up to 1 year, to create in the sandbox classroom, like Ape School or whatever, and to have the workshops for the traditional countries in that place, in that metaverse. Why not? You understand? So it will be just additional channel to do it on a different way, to do it more funny, or to do it, I don't know, if you are already in the metaverse, why not stepping by and enjoying the workshop about fiscal law in Nicaragua, or about the fiscal law in Bulgaria, or whatever.
Great. Oh, great. Thank you so much
Near
for
to
the
the
answers.
Kafur, if Kafur guys are going to work in the metaverse, by the way, they have a project to run the interviews, and this is now especially Kafur. They have HR department in the metaverse, which is running the
Really?
interviews, yes, for the new jobs in the metaverse. So this means if you want to apply for the job, it doesn't matter if it's for the physical store or for the metaverse, you have to go into the metaverse room to be there and to talk to the guys which are there about your job, about your future. You understand that? And for that, they will pass by maybe on our classroom. They will see, okay, here I can learn about fiscal topics, and maybe they stop and maybe they buy the workshop.
Maybe we will record these fiscal talks there also.
They are welcome to join us. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I would like, of course, to hear more from you, because I really see you as an expert in this, and we are like organizing the third master class. We have like, right now we have the database that has like, I think 1,500 people that were interested in the previous two master classes. So that's
Yes.
a huge number. That is a huge number of people who were actually listening to your lessons.
Yes.
So I would like to know, what are actually your predictions for the future?
For us as a company, or for the Web3 space? Well, let's start for
Actually,
us
both.
as a company.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
start with the company. So I think the vision which I have, and I think the vision is very, very realistic, let's say. We will work in the metaverse, all of us. We already started that. We are now a remote company. We have 4 days that we are working at home. So now we have a problem in the company. I'm openly talking about that, to engage the people to connect. What is the best way to connect them? Through the games, through the fun things. And where is the fun happening? In the metaverse. So I would be so happy if some company would come to me and tell me, here is the metaverse-based solution for your employees to get together in this virtual space. I don't have other chance. I have to go this direction, and I will accept these offers immediately. This means the company will transfer from the physical company to the hybrid company, which we are now, and then to the metaverse company. This will happen, and nobody can stop that. That's simple like that. And but why is it like that? Because the problems are otherwise too big. It's very difficult to run hybrid or remote company, because you cannot stop somebody on the floor and ask him, hey, how did you do that and this? You don't have this kind of communication. But maybe the floor and the room and the kitchen could become virtual, could become in the metaverse. I would do that immediately. Maybe this can solve our problems. This is for the company. From the Web3 space, I'm totally big believer in the blockchain technology, in the cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and everything what is related with that. I see a huge benefits for the businesses, huge benefits for the private person, and this will be something that is pushing the industry in a certain way to implement it. Unfortunately, I see on the other side also some kind of very traditional way of thinking, which is stopping this development. Of course, because the centralized companies don't like decentralization. Sure, because they are losing the power, they are losing the everything. So this means,
and actually people are hard on changing their habits also.
Exactly. But nobody was ever able to stop the revolution. Whatever you do, there is no power which can stop it. So this means it's just a question of time when the decentralization, anonymity, owning your own data, and all these kind of things are getting really, really powerful and really used. So that's why Web3 space will come. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. And can you tell us more about that predictions for the future about our company in that Web3?
We will become metaverse-based company for sure.
Yeah.
I want it to be.
Yeah. Can you tell us like the time scope of when we
But
will.
this is very difficult
Okay.
because it's depending on the solutions. So if
Okay.
Facebook, for example, new Meta, is able to provide a solution for the companies, and they are working, by the way, exactly on that kind of solutions, so that we can work better, more efficient, with better communication and so on, I would buy it tomorrow. So this is not depending on the transformation of the company, is not depending on the Web3 space. It's not depending on the blockchain. It's not depending on NFTs. It's just depending on the tools that I can get from the market in order to create better businesses and better environment for my company. So if somebody is coming and telling me this is the perfect solution for you, and I analyze it and I see it, the value, and I see that is really good for us, we will become tomorrow the metaverse company.
Yes, actually, I have to mention once again Eurosys, because there we saw some startup company that actually created cards with, so you like buy some Bitcoins and you put it on that card and you can pay with that.
I saw that solution, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like new payment methods. Actually, it's not method because it's the card, but you're paying with different assets, digital assets. So I would like to know, is there somehow affecting us? Because that is at the moment happening in America, in United States. But what if that comes up in Europe, in countries we work in? So do we have to adapt our solution to that?
Technically speaking, not really, because these kind of things like payment are happening before. So the fiscalization is the end point of the retailer's process. Let's say you take the money and you fiscalize the receipt. So this is, let's say, the last point. So this is not that affecting us from the technological point of view. It's affecting the Web3 space and very positively, by the way, because it's pushing it in a certain way. More people will use cryptocurrencies, more people will learn how to use it. You have to know what you are doing in order to use it and so on. So this means having many of those companies will help us to get faster in the Web3 space, to move faster. So this is from that point of view, this is very good. From the technological point, we are not really affected by that.
Okay, thank you. This was really interesting for me, and I'm trying to understand all of it. Okay, I think you prepared a picture. You've sent me
I forgot
slide.
that.
So
Thank you very much.
I think it would be really great if you mentioned that, maybe to let you to speak about it and tell me when you want me to show the picture.
Yes, I will just make a short introduction and then we show it. I will tell you. So as we started to move in that Web3 space, of course, we are looking always what are the retailers doing, because they are giving the guidelines, let's say, for us to adopt our strategies. As there are many retailers in the world, and big retailers, of course, that are important for us, it was very difficult to somehow to understand what's going on in the world, because there are so many different countries, so many different retailers, and so many different strategies. So as a first, we created the internet page called nftsinretail.com. So this is
and this link could be found in the comments.
Yes,
so they can.
Exactly. And this was the tool for us in the first line, let's say in the first step, to have on one place the complete world picture about retail and what these guys are doing in the Web3 space. What are the projects that they are doing, which kind of NFTs they are issuing, to whom are they talking, and these kind of things. So this means whoever in the company finds something around the world, this is going into that homepage, we are publishing it, and everybody can enjoy it. So, but basically we done it for us to have it as a tool. This was the step one. Step two was, of course, to analyze more in detail what are those guys doing. And as we stepped inside, but you don't need the question and question mark S, and so just without that the letters at the end. As we started analyzing everything, we understood, and we were shocked, by the way, by the amount of the retailers which are already in the space. And we were totally shocked about the numbers which are heavily increasing. And now, ta-da, please show the picture.
Yes, of
shock
course.
our audience as well. Look at this.
Now they can see you.
No problem. So I can go to the side, something like that.
Yes.
You see that? You see that? That's this over there.
This is really interesting, actually.
Yes, but the most interesting for me is first the total quantity. If you count all of them, this is really already very impressive. And even more impressive is how those numbers are increasing in the last 2 or 3 months. And even more impressive, and this is the third point that you can take out of that picture, is how many companies are preparing the projects. And let's say the fourth point, which was shock for me, I thought always the Web3 space is the most interesting for fashion retailers.
Yes.
But if you see this picture, you will find Kaufland, for example, which is actually food retailer since March, doing something in Web3 space.
Yeah,
Carrefour, Starbucks, hospitality, yes. Carrefour, food retailer, hypermarkets, McDonald's, hospitality, Walmart, more or less everything. CVS, pharmacy, and so on and so on.
It says it's in preparation. What does that mean?
This means they have, usually in US, if you want to start some kind of business, and if you want to protect the ideas that you have that you want to implement in that business, you can start a legal procedure to protect these ideas. Those companies already created documents to protect the ideas which they have for Web3 space. And if you do that, this means that you have very concrete strategy. What do you want to implement? Everybody can take a view and see what are those ideas, but as soon as it's published, they are owning it, the idea, and you cannot copy it because
so
it's like a copyright.
Yeah, patent or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's something like that. So this means by that, we are totally sure that they are preparing something. Of course, we don't know exactly in which steps and how it will be created exactly, but we know that something will come. So that's why I think there are even more retailers, but this is just a small part of that. And by the way, there is a 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐠, I think, on the beginning of the line. Yeah. Yes, so in February already. They are since long time in the space. Since yesterday or day before, I think, there is a big news, or there were big news about 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐠, which is accepting now ApeCoin as a payment method on the POS.
Oh, yes.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the thing is happening. And by the way, there is a very big market analysis from Deloitte. So maybe you can remove now the picture.
Yes, of course.
So let's remove it. So there is a very interesting market analysis from the company called Deloitte. I think everybody knows this company, done with PayPal, together with PayPal. They analyze the retailers in US about their strategies for the cryptocurrency, acceptance of the cryptocurrencies in the stores, in the e-commerce environment, and in general. And the result was unbelievable, at least for me. 85% of the companies are working on the cryptocurrency under high pressure. So this means they see introduction and integration of the cryptocurrencies in own businesses, means back office and front office, as a highly important, and they're already starting doing something. 65% of those companies already have the projects which have to be implemented in the period between 12 and 48 months. Can you imagine?
I definitely wouldn't say that this is just a hype. If we have like the real companies, huge companies. Yeah.
And now for us as a company, to be honest, I don't care if it's hype or not. My customers are doing it. So either I will be able to provide them services and solutions or not. They need it, they will do it with me or without me. That's the reason why we are moving towards Web3 fiscalization.
Yes. Web3 and fiscalization. That will definitely be a future.
Nicolina is just writing, I remember when the list was almost empty. Yes. This is dramatically fast, which is just happening in the space.
Yep, I can agree with it. Actually, we were somehow included in this project. And I'm so proud that we have that team that wants to learn about it. It's really important. And I think it's really interesting in the first place. So that will be all for my questions for today. And I actually enjoyed. And
Me
this was,
too, really.
yeah, this was so spontaneous. And like, I haven't prepared questions. I had just 3 prepared questions, and this was all just like, let's go, let's do it.
I will show you. I prepared some topics that I want to say, but unfortunately, I'm not able to read it, because I was writing like that very fast and my dog was playing around me, so I was not able to control what I'm really writing. So, useless. Sorry for that.
I know that happens to me too. But I actually don't have prepared anything for today, so except what was actually on the screen. So this was one really, really great event. And I hope that our clients and partners will have the opportunity to see it, because this was live event and it will be saved on our LinkedIn profile and YouTube channel. So you will be able to watch it as many times as you like. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask Darko to type on marketing at fiscalsolutions.com. So we will try to answer to all your questions as soon as possible. So of course, in the links you can find our LinkedIn profiles, so feel free to type here. Also, we have Discord channel for Ape School project, so you can join us there. We are talking about the crypto topics a lot, and you can ask us a lot of questions. We are not financial advisors. Darko always says that he's a technical guy, but he will give you the advice he thinks it's the best. I actually won't give you advice. My advice is come and join our masterclass that starts on August 8th.
This is the best one.
But definitely that's something you should do. So we are starting on Monday. That's 8th of August at 7 p.m. The first lesson will be basics of the blockchain technology, which is like core of the whole Web3 space. So join us and see if something is interesting for you to hear, especially if you're a legal entity and especially if your company wants to go in that direction, all along with these retailers we showed you in the previous picture. So it was my pleasure, and I would say thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for the comments. This was really vibrant chat, and thank you, Darko, for your time. It was a spontaneous event, but it was great.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it a lot, by the way, as well. So especially because it is like it is. It's not prepared, it's very spontaneous. So I liked this a lot. I hope I was able to clarify and to explain the strategy of the company, why we are doing what we are doing, and what is the vision that we have for the future. If not, just connect with me or with us, and we can organize a separate meetings and run through all those points additionally and explain more in detail whatever is needed. So I'm there for you. Thank you very much, Milica, to you and to all our guys which are in the audience. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.